Hey, Nigel. Did too hard, bruh.
What makes a relationship toxic? The thing that makes a relationship toxic is whatever brings the worst out of you.
True.
That's the basis of a toxic relationship. When you think toxic, you think Spider-Man back in the day. Toxic things, it hurt him, right? It was like venom. So yeah, toxic is anything that's gonna damage you and make you just wild out.
Anything outside of
your characteristics, your natural character.
I think that men, in some terms, can be a little bit, a toxic man can be controlling. They call it mindfuck. Also, stigmatized, and women are very emotional creatures. We're naturally very vulnerable. I know I am. I'm a lot more smarter now. I've been through some toxic, situations. Somebody who doesn't let their significant other flourish, fly, trust in them, go out, be with their girls, be with their guys, vice versa, you know what I mean? Do their thing, always clocking them, checking on them
too much, making sure they don't stay out too much.
Yeah.
I think when your characteristics start changing because of a human being is when it's probably toxic. When you're doing things that you don't normally do, you're like, this motherfucker making me pull up.
So you're saying when you step outside of your character,
right?
When you do things that you normally,
Yeah.
I think that toxic, the overall meaning is different for everyone.
So what's your definition of toxic?
My definition of toxic is what does the dictionary say? Isn't it something that's that is harmful to you? So when it comes to relationships, it's toxic if it's harmful to my emotional, physical, mental well-being. You drink something toxic. What's toxic when you think of something that's poison? It's fucking poison.
You're right.
So yeah, I've never been in a situation where it's gotten to a poisonous state. I'm getting the fuck out.
A toxic relationship stems from an individual manipulating the other party to be in benefit of themselves. Anything that can benefit them in any kind of way.
Toxic is like when there's a cycle of behavior that they can't seem to be broken through. Either you don't understand or I don't understand.
Yeah.
And this shit keep just happening and everybody keep allowing it to happen, and that's toxic.
I think toxic relationship, the word toxic is just, I feel like it's just another word for saying you being petty. I also think toxic is playing game, or even, I would say it's a way of just having game, really, to be honest with you, that's how I look at it. But I don't think it's healthy though. A lot of people are built off of how they were raised and the relationships that they seen growing up, so that they kind of pick up habits through that.
Well, with me, man, I probably done been in some toxic situations. Folks would probably say I'm toxic, but I don't know if I'm toxic.
Do you agree with that? Are you toxic?
Hell no.
Toxic can mean are you manipulative? Are you emotionally unavailable?
No, I'm always emotionally available. I think the problem where I can become toxic at is if I feel like we're in a relationship, friendship, whatever type of relationship, everybody knows communication is key. So I become toxic when there's less communication. And it's nothing controlling, it's just more territorial, I should say. I ain't never put my hands on a woman, I ain't never did shit like that.
So in this case, I feel like we're saying toxic relationships have levels?
It has levels,
Okay.
absolutely.
Aside from one of the toxic relationships I've been in, the sex been fine. Now fucking been fine. When you find somebody that ain't good for you and ain't shit for your mental or none of that,
Yeah.
all that sex, baby, hey, you about to lose your motherfucking mind.
Yeah, I agree.
That shit, that'd be right.
And they keep you coming back, and you
Both y'all be
you
keep
say
coming
you
back.
done, but you there at 4:00 in the morning.
Right, because you done tried to go out there and find something real quick. It was close to it, but you ain't found it yet.
The toxic dudes, the dudes with the biggest or the best sex be the most toxic ones.
You said the biggest?
Yeah.
They don't necessarily matter. They don't necessarily matter.
That's a different subject.
That don't necessarily matter.
That's a different
There's been a
subject.
disappointment before. There's been a disappointment.
That's a different subject.
Now, there are things that make somebody be toxic.
Okay.
Getting cheated on will make somebody react in a toxic way.
In that relationship, or once you get cheated on, every relationship you then become toxic?
Mainly in that relationship, but if you just that hurt of a person, then you gonna be fucked up every single time. You gonna be carrying that same baggage. Then you gonna always just be the toxic, B-I-T-C-H, or the toxic, N-I-G-G-A, all the time.
So entry level toxic, what would that be to you?
Yeah, entry level is more like arguing without the physicality part, without being physical.
I guess argument
I mean, 'cause
could be like level 1 toxic for me. I think if a person comes in with like maybe like baggage or like extra drama, like from if I'm arguing with other females, I mean it's never gonna get to that point with me, but if I have to, that's like okay, this is giving very much toxic energy.
so let me ask
So if I continue from here, I can only expect for it to get worse, right?
True. So you saying you never been in a controlling relationship?
No, I've never been in a controlling relationship. But I know that's rare. I know that's rare. I've never been in a controlling relationship.
I just know signs for me.
Yeah.
Signs for anyone should be somebody who's constantly texting you. After you told them what you're doing, they're still questioning you on what you're doing. Texting your friends, calling when you're out, and you say you're gonna go out and have a good time. Somebody who's just constantly, like I said, checking on you. You know, I believe that relationships are about trust, and if there's no trust there, and somebody's continuously questioning you after you've given them the proof, and they, you know, that's toxic.
If the police have been called more than once.
Oh, at all. For more than once.
I mean, I'm just saying sometimes.
No, the police shouldn't be being called at all.
Sometimes y'all can be out in public and some people not minding their fucking business. Y'all got this under control. We know how crazy it's gonna get. We know what you are gonna do. We know what I'm going to do. But this that bitch, that damn Karen over there not minding her doorstep. Then call the police on y'all.
But that's what I mean.
So that's an accident.
But that's what I mean about characteristics. Like if somebody you can be with somebody who's gonna calm you down. Like, hey, it's not worth it. This, we can handle this at home, set it in public, and they got you out here riled up that the police gotta get called.
Everybody got their one. If you we talking about toxic.
Not at this
We
age.
ain't talking. No, we talking about. I know, but we talking about toxic.
Personally.
We talking about toxic though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really think women harbor being cheating on them. I don't really think women become like toxic after, like if they got cheated on in one relationship, the next relationship they're toxic. I don't think, but then again, I'm just speaking from my.
You might be right nowadays because the city girls came up, so now y'all just be like,
so
fucking nigga.
yeah, the
Like
city
it's
girl
whatever.
movement definitely did kind of.
But back in the Monica and Brandy days, when the boy was mine type shit was going on, they was toxic and they was following Keisha Cole. I should have cheated.
But she didn't cheat.
She should have though. She was toxic during that time. She wasn't like fucking nigga. She was like, I should have cheated, and she fucked it up for herself. So these are some toxic things. I'm gonna give you some toxic.
You didn't even listen to I should have
Listen.
cheated song right, because that's not what she said.
All right, it don't matter.
Through your relationships you've been in, I guess what is some advice you can get on people that's in a toxic relationship?
Get out. That's really it. It took me some time. I was in a situation for 10 years, and I was holding on for very long for different reasons. You should listen to my EP, music therapy. That's another thing. But you know, stop holding on. You have to let go. You have to be free. You have to trust in yourself, your inner voice. And sometimes they say love is blind. And you will be blind to somebody doing sometimes some things that are toxic to you when you're just so deeply in love and trying to hold on to a situation. So listen to your friends, listen to your loved ones, listen to whoever is closest to you.
So yeah, so when you say you ain't never been in a controlling relationship, you never let it get to that point, or you just never met a nigga that's trying to control you? Because if you ain't never met a nigga that's trying to control you,
maybe I just never met a man that's trying to control me. Because what's control? Like you can't wear that. You can't
No,
go
hell
here,
no,
you can't
hell
do
no,
that. Like
hell
what
no,
do you
no.
mean?
I mean,
like
it is-
I've never been in a situationship, a relationship, or a friendship where I felt like, okay, this is harm. This is like becoming like it's making me sick, like type thing. You know?
man, listen, I ain't gonna say no name, but I ain't finna sit up here and lie. I think I was in a toxic situation a couple years ago. And, I mean, I was toxic. The person I was with was real toxic.
I don't think anyone ever wants to claim the toxic person.
So what you trying to say?
title.
Toxic?
I mean, I just feel like it's easy for if you contributed
Nah, hell no.
to the
Hell no.
toxicity to say that you did.
I mean, I mean.
And if that situation caused you to be toxic now,
No, I'm past that situation.
are you sure?
I'm positive.
Everybody, when you in that toxic relationship, it's gonna get to that point to where,
The police gonna get called?
I mean, not necessarily the police gonna get called, but it could be like, if you keep talking your bullshit and I keep sitting here listening to it, I might fuck around and we don't know how the night gonna end. You might get stabbed, the police might get called. I mean, what you mean?
Cause I feel like
That's being for real though, if you're in a toxic relationship.
I don't think that I don't think that like I would like I think that's a sign for me.
You ain't been in no real toxic relationship unless the police
And that's what I'm saying.
has had to talk to you one on
But you said one time. You said at least you said more than one. I'm saying if it gotta get called at all, that's a sign. I'm a one and done.
But it's an exception.
There's
Like,
no exception for me. Not the police.
maybe.
You got
So,
some,
what if
you
y'all
got
was
some forgiveness in you. I ain't got that in me. I ain't forget. If I risk in jail, I've been in jail. I ain't going back.
I talk, so I'm not going.
I ain't
never been in it.
I
I
ain't
ain't going. I'm not going some shit.
Listen.
I was ignoring my closest friends, one who is in here right now. People that were telling me things because I was just so deeply in love.
And to add to that though, back to you saying about signs, like you said, your friends telling you just because they seen signs of things that they feel like wasn't healthy in your relationship.
And they can see
You
it.
gotta go off of that.
And even when you're not even telling them, I wasn't even telling them the stuff that was going on with me.
Right.
But they could tell. The people that have been with you from the start, they know you. So listen to them.
How do you know when you passed it then? You don't want to be controlled no more? Like what do you feel like toxic?
I'm talking about the toxic situation that I was in a couple years ago. I'm past that situation.
Okay.
I wasn't a toxic person. That person was a toxic person. You know, just kind of, you know, and I'm like, the situation I'm in now, I'm Gucci. You feel? I mean,
So you don't have to be controlling, and you don't have to be like second guessing anything
I think
now, right?
No,
But is that what
I
like
think
a
as a-
premier relationship should be like after toxicity is like something with peace, right?
true, but I don't think necessarily. I don't think I'm at 100% peace, and I don't think nobody at 100% peace. If you say you're at 100% peace, you lying.
I'm gonna give you some ideas of toxic things,
Okay.
just from me being the fuel to toxic behavior.
You fueled other women to be toxic
Yes,
towards you.
yes.
Okay. You've been toxic too towards them.
No,
Go ahead.
I was just the fuel to their toxic.
Go ahead.
All right, so I wasn't with them, but I did have.
Selling a dream. Got it.
I wasn't selling a dream,
Check.
but I did have hoes, multiples. So,
And treating them like they was just one.
but I always told them we wasn't gonna be together.
Okay.
But you know what y'all girls be doing? Y'all take that as a challenge, like you gonna be able.
Men do too though.
We're not talking about us. We're talking about y'all.
Sometimes for me it's just like, let me see. like we can't never come to an understanding that like everything gotta be an argument. Like when I compare what I went through in the past and what I have now, like in the past, like the guy that before, he was like slick abusive in a way. He had like a lot of rage issues.
Like mentally or?
He just was like rageful, like he'd argue, like he would be like angry, banging the table, like
unnecessary.
Right, you know, so I should have seen that sign right there before it got to the point where he started getting physical, where like, you know, we physically fighting, like that stuff like that shouldn't happen. So when the police got called, I should have just.
So I think everybody got their own type of situation. Like, for example, I think at the end of the day, you know, I still want certain things to go my way. And, you know, if I get mad, then I become toxic. But I just think that, you know, the nature of me, I turn into a beast. I mean, when I get upset.
I'm interested to know, what does that mean? Like, are you, like, verbally?
No, I'm
like, you know, some people when they get mad, they be like spitting daggers. Like, their words are just like the most hurtful shit ever. You don't even have to put your hands on nobody.
Some people say I got hurtful words. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. I mean, but I don't call no woman out her name. You feel me? Like, I don't say bitch, I don't say slut, I don't say hoe.
But that can be like sometimes the least that you have to, you know, to do.
So
like,
let me ask you this,
you don't have to call a woman out of her name to say.
I'm kind of glad you said that though, because well, how come men can say certain things to a woman can say the same thing, but then when we say it, it's we toxic or we, you know, I never got that.
No, what do you mean?
Okay.
Like bitch and hoe and all that.
Yeah, like that. Those type of words. You can say that with ease.
No, you can't, because a woman, it's all in the context, like in the tone of the word, no matter who says it.
I got punched in the face one time by a girl. Because
She was short. She was like mine.
she was alright. She punched me good too.
Damn,
but it was just off of what she thought that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I fueled the toxic relationship. I fueled it. Because I was fucking around a whole bunch of times. And then the times when I really wasn't fucking around,
it backfired.
It backfired. She had my location. She was searching. I was telling her I was hooping. I went to CVS. She knew everywhere I was going. Seriously. And that's toxic because there's no trust. When you ain't got no trust, that's the definition of being toxic. No trust equals toxic.
And yeah, toxic behavior. Doing toxic
Exactly.
behavior.
And it's just outside of somebody's characteristics. Because she was a sweet girl until I, you know what I'm saying, fucked up. When I fucked up, she fucked up a little bit. Because she wasn't herself.
But see, I've been on both sides of the spectrum, you know, one time. Same.
So you've been toxic before. You've been a toxic person.
I've been toxic and I've been with some, but see, my situation is I wasn't toxic until I got with a toxic motherfucker who turned me toxic.
Now you play a victim.
No. But see, sometimes when you cause like, I had a real shit conversation with him and I was like, listen, don't bullshit me. Cause when I tell you you can't play the game better than me,
but why
you
can't
can't.
the game?
Because motherfuckers treated like that. I ain't saying I came in there. I'm not saying, hold up, I'm not saying I came in there treating it like a game, but after a while, when you start talking about 3 and 4 years, if you think I'm gonna sit up here like.
So you was in a toxic relationship for 3 years?
I was in a toxic relationship for 8. Sweetie, we ain't talking about 3.
So when you're in an argument and you upset and you say that to your nigga, but then if that come out his mouth, then
Well, see, I'm very, like, I don't agree with women calling men out of their name or men calling women out of their name. So I've never called a man out of his name. Never have. I just feel like that's disrespectful. I'm not gonna look at you like, especially if we're in an argument, like I see you as a man, like I like you, I love you, if we're even on that level. I'm not gonna call you no bitch, I'm not gonna call you no degrading type of thing.
Sure.
I just don't call men out of their name. That's just something I don't do.
I can understand that. I've been in that situation before.
Where you've been crazy.
I won't necessarily call it crazy. It was just, I didn't like the fact that I was being tried, so, you know.
Took it as a challenge?
Yeah, I feel like I had to prove myself, yeah.
How you prove yourself?
You know, just.
Spill the tea.
No, it just wasn't a healthy situation. And it was kind of somewhat like what you said, you know, college, you already know we don't really take situations or relationships serious in college. So, you know, it's kind of like I was kind of just dealing with just him, and he was just dealing with multiple women. And
Life.
yeah, and you know, just time after time, you know, it was a constant trial. And I went good. I ran a battle for like a year and just was chilling. I ain't do nothing. I ain't go crazy. And then I just had the breaking point, and I just snapped.
If I tell you from the beginning, like, don't come at me with that shit, and it's been like, I let a year slide.
Now,
No.
you accepting it. Now you accept.
At a certain point, yes, I did. But shit, that was love. That was emotion. I was in love.
It wasn't.
I thought I wasn't gonna find no shit better than that. I was in love. Listen, don't ever be that in love. I'm telling y'all right now, I wasn't stigmatized by the sex. I wasn't influenced by the money. It was purely because I really thought I was in love. And I thought I had been in love before, but I really figured it out. I didn't tell that nigga. I was like, oh bro, this is the first time I really been in love, because I ain't never felt like I can go to jail for the rest of my life.
I just feel like they're not adding value. If they're not adding any type of value to you in any type of way, if you're not gaining, if you're losing yourself more than you're gaining or finding yourself, then obviously there's something that is just not clicking that you need to just remove yourself from.
What is it like you said earlier, that is keeping you, or keeping women, I wouldn't even necessarily put it on you, but just keeping women from leaving in those situations? Because I know it could be a lot of things. I feel like it could be you probably well taken care of, or it could be children, or it could be a lot of different things. But I be trying to figure out like
What it is.
what is it that do keep you like, okay, I'm gonna stay this time, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's different for different women. I know I can only speak on myself and my situation, and for me, I had a child. Before that, I had history. This was my first love, my first everything, the first person I lived with, the first, you know what I mean? So I was holding on to all these things, all these memories, all these, you know, I just didn't want to let that go.
So you have respect in your relationship, and that's what I mean when.
And friendships, like I just never.
But that's what I mean when I say when a man demand respect in those type of aspects, and if he don't get it, he act out, or he become toxic. That's the level I'm getting at. I just think that without a woman trying to feel like you're trying to be in control, just get a man the respect. If we gonna give you respect, give us the respect. And I think women get so caught up in this Megan Thee Stallion shit, and everybody just goddamn just all this independent shit, all that bull. Just listen, let your man be a king. He gonna treat you like a queen, and we gonna rock this motherfucking boat together. You feel? Yeah, you can still drive the boat.
What if you're not doing anything that's deserving, like that's making you deserving of being?
What I say in the
being treated
beginning, communication. Tell me. Let's talk about it. I deserve to be a king. You deserve to be a queen. Let's come to a meeting.
Okay.
Until you can start seeing those signs where it's just like, okay, I'm not learning from this person. I'm not gaining
But
nothing.
sometimes you can be with a motherfucker that's so like sweet, talking, suave, like they'll reel you back in. You be like,
But that's called discernment. That's where you gotta use discernment in where you like, okay.
Grow up. Okay.
Well, you gotta say, okay, that's you saying don't try me because I'm better at the game. But if you know the game, you gonna know when somebody bullshitting you.
Right. That's why I know when to start to play in the game.
You gotta use.
That's why I gave that disclaimer, because I knew when to start playing the game.
Intuition ain't never lied. Listen, hello.
Well, you know they say it's women's intuition, so I ain't got no intuition.
Intuition ain't never lied to me. I trust all of the gut feelings.
But yeah, trust your gut feeling. That's the last damn sign of a toxic relationship. Trust your gut.
Facts.
If your gut hurt, just think about it.
If you don't feel right, don't do it.
Think about it.
What you do when you snaps?
You know,
Flatten his tires.
No, I ran up a car.
You ran up on him in the car, or you hit him?
Ran up a car to get to him on the other side of the car.
Oh.
It was bad. But anyway, you know. And then also too, just things just not in my character. This is not me. So, definitely understand that.
Your shirt says different.
That's the old answer. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Years ago.
Red flags for me would probably be like if I'm saying I'm going to do something with my friends, like, oh, we're going to brunch or we're going to lunch, and then like you're hitting me like, you wanna come too? Like, you wanna pull up? Like,
Wait, that's tight.
I don't know. What are red flags? Red flags? I don't know. I don't want to say in that moment that could be a toxic thing, but it can lead up to, like, just imagine if I'm like, yeah, in that moment. You know what I mean?
But most niggas don't
will
want to
be
pull up
expecting.
anyways.
Okay, but it's a couple that do. It's a couple that want to be around. Like,
Most niggas shouldn't want to be around
like,
your girl and all
they
that.
want to, like, I mean, there are some guys that you meet that want to be into everything that you're into. Like, I'm into you, so I want to be into whatever you're doing.
So that's a little bit controlling, you don't think?
Red flag. I'm talking to you, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it gets a little, the line get a little blurred for me there because I'm like, I need like still my like flow time to like be with my friends to like do, yeah.
That's where I was saying, like, you know, the dude was definitely abusive and physically. I mean, the police had got called. He was rageful, like, and it was crazy because I would be out with his friends.
Yeah.
Which he had a lot of homegirls, so I became cool with his homegirls. And
There wasn't no red flag.
no, yeah. Long if I could meet the girls, I'm not gonna trip about it. But we would hang out. We would all hang out. And that's what I liked about it. But it was certain situations where God bumped into him. Like we was at a like reggae big event where we gonna be bumping shoulders.
Right.
And he was just so upset that somebody bumped into him. He was just like, me and all his homegirls was looking at each other like, why are you so angry? I mean, even down to the way he drove. The way he drove. It was so. He was just overly aggressive. And I think I should have.
Y'all got in the car.
Yeah, it's been time for someone like just to take me home because he couldn't even get out the neighborhood without him just.
If you get mad, I don't need you to drive me nowhere.
Yeah.
It takes you, I don't even know how many days, I can't remember right now, to create a habit. And these things become habits and these things become patterns. And it comes to a point, we had several breakups, don't get me wrong. And I felt sick without this person because this had became a habit. Like a drug, like any type of addiction. Love is an addiction. So these things, I'm saying like that was what it was for me, an addiction. And I had to break myself from it. And when I finally did, I became sick.
Of who you were.
Like literally sick to get it all out of me.
I think you could be toxic too, like mentally.
That's a fact.
Like it doesn't have to necessarily be like
physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely be
Manipulate somebody's mind for sure.
Or you should be hella insecure and just be like, you know what I'm saying? You might not have no action to it.
I think a lot of people that are toxic are insecure in some way, some fashion, in some aspect of themselves. They're somewhat insecure.
Yeah, you know, trusting is hard these days.
It is. Like you said, we live in a world full of city girls.
What do we call ourselves now?
City boys.
We don't see these boys no more.
Yeah, y'all wanted to be so bad. Women can't have nothing.
We Tory boys.
Don't say that. It's too soon. Next question.
Okay, so I have an example of toxic. Toxic is when you throw your significant other, the person you with, a birthday party type shit. So this happened to me. Threw a birthday party, went all loud, surprising motherfuckers, you know, make sure that bitch over there and act like so and so and so and so. And I let you invite some people after you realize this is a surprise party.
Yeah.
And then they show up, and hell, I don't see you no more. I know one of them is your best friend, and I don't know this other hoe over here. And so I'm never one, see, I don't like to look like a fool. So I'm never one to really just react first.
Yeah.
I need to peep the scene to see what's going on. So I sat back, and I peeped the scene. And I'd be damned. They come to find out, every time this friend that was anonymous went somewhere, said something, it was the funniest shit in the world. Your motherfucking ass taking out the trash with you. Nigga, you ain't never touched the fucking trash. Now you taking out the damn trash.
And I think another red flag, of course, is if it get physical. Like you can't.
Oh, for sure. Like, first of all, if you raising your voice at me, I need to take it down. Who are you talking to?
But Tasha, you turn up too though.
No, I don't.
I ain't saying no relationship. Don't act like you ain't no turned up person though.
What? No. Listen. I'm 30.
So somebody try you ain't gonna turn up?
I'm 30. I don't do that stuff.
No more?
I don't do that stuff. So. If I show you respect, you should show me respect. Don't be raising your voice at me. That's a red flag.
So you never raised your voice in a relationship?
No. I never have. I never have.
You ain't never raised your voice?
No.
Tasha,
I never raised my voice. Like, first of all, you know this is high school. You know people are dating. So I don't have to really raise my voice to nobody that ever did. Like, what are you talking about? If it gets to the point where I feel like I have to like get beside myself or I have to like be something that I'm not, then I'm like, I ain't into it. That's just what.
You remember my Tulum, what you call it?
Shut up.
Tulum, Mexico situation. That person just never ever could allow anything good to happen. We could have like a good 2 days or a good 1 day, just a few hours, and then it'd just be something that something just triggered. It just bring up something from 9 months ago.
But that'd be hard though. Like we were saying, like if you're so insecure about something, maybe that a past relationship, you know, like things could be going so good for so long. You like, something about to happen, something about to fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, let me, you know.
I mean, I know this is an arguing, debating show, but I'm not debating with you. I'm just saying what's a red flag.
You feel like that's a red flag?
That's definitely a red flag.
What about like when you're first talking to somebody?
So have you been in a toxic situation?
I wouldn't necessarily call it toxic. I've been in situations growing up where I was dating somebody, or I even had interest in somebody that was in a toxic relationship, and the feeling of not necessarily trying to make her leave him for me, but more so of just trying to figure out why you're still dealing with that, knowing what you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I think it's more so because of I was in my feelings and because I wanted to pursue that person. But at the same time though, I've never been in nothing too toxic like that. I think growing up, I don't have any kids. I've been in 3 relationships my whole life. So majority of the time how I live my life and how I date people, I'm kind of cutthroat on certain things that I see early. But that's only because I have the leeway to do so. You know what I'm saying? It's no stipulation that's keeping me there for me to have to hold on to. So it's a little bit different.
Do you feel like people, I guess, in like the gay community, like when I go out to the gay clubs with my like friends and stuff, the men, they be brawling. Y'all be fighting each other, and y'all be fighting y'all lovers. All this. Tell me.
I can't.
Do you see that?
Speak on that.
Do you see that?
No. Because I'm the type of motherfucker. I know I got a smart ass mouth.
They be brawling.
No. But this is about me. I know I got a smart ass mouth, and the type of nigga I like is the type of nigga that will hit you in your smart ass mouth. Because both y'all are niggas. So I make sure I tell all my niggas at the beginning, make sure you promise me you will never hit me. And all they stupid ass, I promise you, all they stupid ass.
You want them to check you or?
No. I just make the boundary set, the scene is set. Picture it, 1968 scene.
Yeah.
If any point in our relationship you feel like you need to hit me, don't.
Like, have you been in a situation where you were toxic or the person was toxic?
She want me to talk crazy on this motherfucker. She want me to be like, I went upside somebody goddamn head and some shit like that. I ain't never went upside nobody goddamn head. You feel me? I done raised my voice, though, but shit, I ain't never got that toxic. God damn, she want to get that shit up out of me. What? She act like she want me to goddamn.
No. Raising your voice, that's a toxic situation.
No, most women like that.
Okay, some do. Respect, okay. Can't relate.
So you want a nigga to get their ass that? Man, nobody gonna talk like that.
If I don't raise my voice to you, then that only means I don't give you a reason to raise your voice
But
to me.
it's just a natural, it's some natural thing. Like
What
me,
you doing?
me being a basketball coach, being a basketball player.
You not on the court.
It's natural.
You home with me.
It's natural for my voice to elevate.
You and I was a cheerleader for 17 years. I ain't yell it.
I think
I'm lying to you. I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm lying.
Hey, whoever dated Tasha, man, y'all leave a comment.
Whoever dated me, tap in, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, man, tell me
Leave
you
a
she
comment.
lied.
I'm not lying. I will never.
if you're getting to know somebody and say for instance, they have the pattern of they'll text you up until like 6:30 in the afternoon, and then after 6:30 they go ghost every day of the week.
Maybe they got an early bedtime. I've been there before.
So, okay, what about,
You're insecure?
no, I'm just giving like red flag. I don't know, like
That's not a red flag. The nigga might have.
Okay, so what about,
Next.
I don't know, I'm trying to think.
There's no red flags that you can get off the first impression.
No, I'm not saying first impression. I'm saying you talking to somebody like for the first time, like y'all getting to know each other, and y'all are trying to talk. So like, what's a red flag? Like,
here go one. It say, say me and you cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So say you get a nigga, you get a dude, and you walk over here like, hey, you know how we do. He just like,
so we're home. Yeah.
Who was that? Fuck wrong with him? You know, fuck wrong with him?
That okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's a red flag. He insecure. He can't handle the fact that you cool with a nigga. Exactly. No, you can't even fuck with, bro. You gonna have to let that nigga go. Shit like that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But that's a red flag, because that means he's insecure.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I'm going to get to a point. I'm going to get us to a point to where one day in our relationship, you gonna want to hit me.
Would that be considered that you're toxic?
I mean, of course. I'm telling you. I'm letting you know. I got a little bit of toxic in me, and it's gonna creep out. I promise you. And the niggas that are, if you been a nigga of mine, and you watching this shit, you know. At some point, if I know this shit finna get serious, I say, hey, if I feel like you can whoop my ass, I'ma say, hey, promise me you'll never hit me.
Because you know that you're gonna get to that point.
Yeah. This mouth slick as fuck.
But how you say it? You give it the sweet way.
Yeah, promise you me, please. Hey, do me this favor. Promise me, no matter what I do, no matter how stupid I am, you can leave for a week, like not even speak to me again. Promise me you'll never.
I respect that you know yourself. You understand and
Ooh, I'm my mama's child.
Okay.
She got a slick ass mouth.
Okay.
Slick ass mouth. I know I got a
that.
slick, smooth ass mouth. Baby, I'm dating niggas, so a nigga will hit a nigga.
But cheers to that.
Nigga won't hit a female. Nigga hit a nigga.
There's been plenty of times where I wasn't my feelings or trying to, fix something that probably wasn't meant for me to fix. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I learned from it, cried about it, learned from it, and then you move on from it. That's just real love. Oh yeah, I think guys being hurt are really like the worst thing, because the next couple people that encounter with, they gonna feel that whole pain of that one situation. Cause guys ain't used to. I mean, I would say most guys are not used to being hurt, or I would say cheated on or disrespected as much as a woman. A woman, I feel like women are known to deal with it a little bit better because it's happened before, or on top of that, y'all are more nurturing. So y'all are known for giving second chances to people like that, or in whatever situation that is. So it's a little bit easier for y'all than I think it is for guys.
Barely.
Because guys kind of like they'll deal with it, and they might be in their feelings, like I said. But I feel like their next couple of relationships, they kind of like start drifting off or being a little bit more harsh than they was in their previous relationship.
I'm trying to think. I've had a few, but I'm just drawing a
Pick
blank.
up another one. Just somebody that's blowing your shit up. Boom, dang. Phone call after phone call. And then when you answer, why the fuck you ain't answer the phone? What's wrong?
Oh yeah. I don't like that.
Woo.
I literally just had somebody do that. Don't clock me. I don't like that either. That is a red flag.
That's a big.
Because that seems more controlling.
Manipulative.
Yeah, that too.
That's a controlling mechanism.
And so I definitely just had that happen to me like last week, and I don't even talk to that young man like that. That bothered me to the core. I kind of had to go off, but yeah.
Everything, all the red flags go back to insecurities and what's the other things?
Just insecurities.
No.
Oh, being manipulative to use it in your business.
Manipulative shit and insecurities are what drive toxic relationship.
Okay. Agreed.
You've heard it from me. From here and there. All three of y'all have heard it from me.
So in conclusion, if you're in a toxic situationship, relationship, friendship, kinship, I think you should leave when it gets to a point where you feel like you're being put second. You know, your needs aren't being met and you feel like you're compromising too much of who you are and what you want for somebody else. Your turn.
Shit, just get up out that motherfucker. Straight up, man.
It's easier said than done because some toxic situations
It is, but listen,
are worse.
I know the typical answer is to pray. I believe in the man upstairs as well. But just giving you straight 100 advice, just leave that motherfucker. Just leave that shit, man. Toxic relationship, that shit end up dead.
Don't go into any situation blind. Make sure you ask them questions. Make sure you pay attention. I'm the type of woman, you know I've had some crazy situations going, but I pay attention to detail. So I write things down. Maybe you need to write some things down, lady. Write some things down, lady.
Yeah.
And you know, pay attention. I don't know. Just keep praying.
As you said, yeah, pay attention, listen, ask questions. I think those are like the most important things when it comes to even being a relationship in general. You can read signs, you know, you can tell through your questions or how they answer questions well or not. They were serious about whatever you asked, you know what I'm saying? You read up for that. Typically, you can really read somebody within the first 5 minutes that you meet them, whether or not they bullshit or not. Keep it 100. So you kind of just gotta go off your signs and also go off your previous relationships, because those right there will really show you, you know, or navigate you on what you actually looking for.
I had a situationship.
Nah,
fuck.
You had an entanglement?
Nah, I had a family member who died like that. You feel me? So my biggest advice to everybody is leave that shit, man. Leave that shit.
Yeah.
You feel?
Yeah. Leave it.
In the conclusion.
Choose first. Choose yourself first.
Choose yourself first. Love yourself first. What you say, Tom?
Because I don't stay in situations where I'm not being fulfilled. So I'm leaving. Even if that means I have to leave before I get left. I'm good.
Conclusion is know the signs.
Take heed to the
Don't
signs.
ignore the red flags because they're there early. It's just sometimes we be so caught up in the feeling or whatever the feeling the person gives us, or sometimes what they're doing for us.
Don't get caught up in the idea of what you got. Like, that's a lot of times that's where we fuck up at. We get caught up in the ideas like,
Fall in love with potential.
If I just stick with him for 10 more years, he gonna be this. I don't wanna miss out on fuck all of that. If he ain't that right then and there, and you closer to that than he is, let that shit ride.
Yep.
That's toxic.
Definitely look for the signs. I mean, get out. If you see them, like, don't waste no time on something that ain't
If your
worth
mama
it.
don't like listen to her a little bit.
Right.
She might be hating them
Right.
a little slick different.
Right.
I mean, just listen if she love you.
We're concluding that being what do we say?
Can't do it without.
Being insecure.
Being insecure and manipulative are what drives being toxic. Those are the ingredients for being toxic.
The root of a toxic relationship.